everybody out there in YouTube land. How are we doing today? Man, I had a great night last night. Couldn't ask for anything better. I am hauling a load from Minnesota down to the Big D in Dallas. We're going to be dropping that this afternoon. But stopped at one of my favorite honks last night. Stopped at the Cowboy Truck Stop at exit 174 on I-35. They're north of Oklahoma City. Just straight west of Stillwater, Oklahoma. The home of OSU, the Pokes. Go Pokes. But had dinner with my daughter. It's always one of the greatest pleasures in my life. Me and Miss Addie had dinner. Got to catch up on all the family stuff and all that good stuff. One of the things I've been doing is every time I make this run, I stop in Missouri at one of the big firework warehouses and buy $100 worth of fireworks and drop them off to my daughter, and she's storing them. So next July, on the 4th of July, we'll have this big bank of fireworks so that we can have a nice 4th of July party. This time I got mortars. I bought a big old box of Anaconda mortars. They're the big 60-gram mortars. Yeehaw, you know they're going to be fun. But pay attention to what I'm doing here. Got to set my cruise control back on light speed, man. But one of the things that I do with my trainees as we go throughout the nation is I show them all my favorite places to stop and why. Cowboy Truck Stop's one of those places. If you go in there and the girls that waitress in there, they don't know me by my name or even by recap. They've given me my own name. They call me the Oreo Man. I think that's hilarious. The reason why they call me the Oreo Man is every time I go in there, I teach them some little life hack, right? And the first one I ever taught them when I come in there, one of the girls behind the bar was eating Oreos. And I showed her how to eat Oreos with a fork and dip them so you don't get the milk on your fingers and you don't lose the Oreo in the milk. And then it's one of those life hack things, right? And she's like, oh man, that's magic. So they call me the Oreo Man. Funny. But, so there I am. After I got done having dinner with my daughter, I go back out to the truck. I'm going to nap out, and just as I'm climbing in the truck, there's a Jones truck pulls in beside me. And when they were backing in, I saw Jones on the door. I thought, okay, who's this? Somebody found me, right? I figured it was probably Griff or one of my blackout or one of my friends. Of course, blackout's not at Jones anymore. James Hensley isn't at Jones anymore. But anyway, I figured it was somebody that knew me from Jones. But back then, so I'm looking in the cabin. Little girl, she looked like she's about 5 foot nothing tall and maybe 100 pounds. So she just waved and everything. And I really wasn't staring. I thought you knew. I thought I knew you, darling. Sorry. Not to impose. But anyway, so I crawled back in the bunk and was going to take me a nap. And just about the time I get dozed off, somebody's knocking on my door. I thought, what the hell? I get up, you never guess who it is. John Morgan. God bless you, brother. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world. John Morgan was a trainee of mine back last October, last November. Been out here on the road now for 8 months, just killing it, loving life. And I was asking him how he was enjoying his job here at Magnum and everything. And he goes, man, it's absolutely great, man. I'm having the time of my life. We talked about all the different places he had got to go over the last 8 months. And he had never been to the West Coast and never been over the Rockies. He run a load out to Portland, and he had to stop there in Montana and get out on a trail and go for a walk. Anyway, he was telling me about all the experience. He goes, man, I had no idea. Those mountains, the Rockies, man, they just go on forever and they're huge. And, he was going off about it. So anyway, it's kind of nice to see that through a young man's eyes for the first time. But we were talking about his job here at Magnum. And he was telling me, he goes, I talked to my other friends and stuff, and they're back in Chicago, and they've got themselves a job, and he goes, man, they're just hating life. He said, every time I talk to him, you'd think life was coming to an end. They're just miserable. And I'm out here driving a truck all over the country. He goes, man, I'm having the time of my life. This is absolute freedom, man. I love this. We were talking about his miles and his pay and all that kind of stuff. He's up to 44 cents a mile flat rate, plus his 8-cent bonus. So he's dragging freight at 52 cents a mile and doesn't even have a year in the industry yet. So he's making good money. Man, just everything's going great for him. But he stated the fact, he goes, I talk to these other drivers with these other companies. He goes, and every time I do, he goes, it just absolutely makes me feel how blessed I am. I come out of CDL school, and the first company that I go to work for Magnum. He goes, man, we got it so much better than all the other guys out here. It almost makes me feel guilty. And I said, yeah, you're sitting in the best seat in the industry. The only place you got to go is into your own truck. He goes, I know, I talk to other companies and stuff. Ain't nobody can offer me what I've got here at Magnum. That's what I say. Once you get one of these blue trucks, man, you don't go nowhere else. But it was really good getting to hang out with John Morgan. You go through a lot of trainees, but I've got a few of my favorites. John Morgan is definitely one of my favorites. John was actually on my truck last year during Thanksgiving, and I had home time for Thanksgiving, and the company authorized me to put him up in a hotel while I went and spent 3 or 4 days with my family. So I thought that was kind of not cool. Thanksgiving weekend, left in a hotel by yourself. So I invited him to come home and share Thanksgiving weekend with my family. And he really enjoyed it. I know my mom just absolutely loves John Morgan. She loves him to death. Almost every time I talk to my mom, she's like, well, how's John doing? Is he doing okay? Always checking on him. But anyway, having the time of my life out here. Good day. Just thought I'd share with you the night I had last night. That's cool. I've got my favorite haunts. So all my friends and stuff, when they're passing one of my favorite haunts, they'll pull through the parking lot just to see if I'm there and hang out with me in the evening. It's amazing how small this country gets when you drive OTR. I've got a lot of friends out here on the road. We cross each other's path all the time. Sometimes just to have lunch together, sometimes dinner. It really works out cool when we end up being in the same place and get to share a beer before we do our 10-hour break. cross each other's path all the time. We're always catching up with buddies. So mind your P's and Q's out here, man. Don't be pissing people off. Because the people you see today, you're going to run into them again probably in the next 6 weeks or so. I run into guys all the time that, I had conversations with months ago. We just run into each other. We're hauling similar freight. We're running similar lanes. We run into each other all the time. There is a life out here on the road. It's not all doom and gloom and oh, I'm so lonely. I never get lonely. I absolutely never ever get lonely. Just dig the job, man. It's a lifestyle. Definitely a lifestyle. I can't imagine going to the same job every day, the same cubicle, or even the same warehouse. That to me would be like death. But maybe that's the reason why when we go to some of these shippers and receivers, and I think it's a direct reflection on the upper management of those facilities. Some places I go, the people are all happy and talkative and we interact and it's all good times, we're just doing our job. But some places that you go to, man, you can tell these people are miserable. It's like that job has just sucked the soul right out of them, if you know what I mean. I feel sorry for them. And you see them when they get off work, they're coming out to their car. It's like watching The Walking Dead, man. Sad way to live. Man, if you're not happy with your life, change it. Do something different. That's all I can say. Anyway, I didn't want to make this video real long, and I know I probably rambled on long about a bunch of stuff. Just giving you a little insight in my day. Nothing really important to talk about, but y'all have an absolutely blessed day. God bless each and every